Okay, so I have a replay sent in by Nope here. All he said was check this replay out and sent me the file. No background, no further explanation. Just have a look. So we shall. So Nope's here, and it's two Wehrmacht, one OKW versus two UKF and one Soviet. Nope here, the yellow player. Oh, hang on. Why is the colors all a little bit messed up? Should be blue in the replay here. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
MG42 team is ready for action.
So playing this map, I really like this map. It's very similar to the map with the main train station in the middle. So let's have a look here. One UKF player has gone for tactical support. Second one has gone Royal Engineer. And the Soviet player still hasn't picked yet. He's got shock, more shock. He's got all the shock troop commander doctrines there. All right. So it's this building here and this one here. Usually when you're facing against Wehrmacht or a UKF player, everyone just garrisons their MGs here. This basically gives overwatch fire over the middle point. And from then on, it depends on who's going to help you out. So here we have Nope, who's on the middle, and I've played this position many times myself. You'd go in the middle, and you'd try to contest. Usually I play US, so I don't have an MG, but I understand what he has to do, deal with enemy MG here. But as you can see, the Soviet player has moved in the middle to help out the UK player, and there's not much you can do after that. Because of the way the map is designed, it's just a long rectangle, and both sides spawn in the corners. So once one player decides to double team one of the flanks, whether it be the left flank, the middle, or the right, it determines the initial engagement. We do have support here, so the Cyan player has gone for Assault Grenadiers. He's set himself up to cut this area of the map off, which is okay, I guess, but I mean, you're not doing anything because their field's all the way over here. Theoretically, you should be the one that's trying to push up on this flank to contest the field, because this is the closest field to the enemy spawn right here. So by keeping your units here and trying to dig in, you basically left our friend Nope here out in the open, and you haven't gained anything for it. You haven't gained the VP. You've lost a bit VP now. The blue player here, the OKW guy, so his job most of the time, if you're the guy spawning on the far left, you secure the field, then you move up, try to secure the VP, make sure the mid guy doesn't get flanked. That's all you need to do from there. There's no reason for you to need to push, unless if the opportunity arises, then go ahead, create pressure. He's going for Panzer Fusiliers, no Volks, so early game gonna suffer a little bit. Especially since Soviet player, after collapsing the middle, has a flanking opportunity. So Nope's here, trying to save the day. Need to get another Gren squad out. So you're only working with one mortar, one MG, the Pioneers, and one Gren squad. Get at least one more Gren squad. Your early game build is set. That's as meta as it gets. He's walled this up. He's put the bunker in front of the barbed wire. Okay, interesting. And you put it in such an angle that I'm pretty sure you can't cross this area here. It's only this footpath here that you can cross. So you're covering an angle here that isn't covering a lot. You're missing out on the road over here. So interesting choice there. Immediately gone for Panzer Grenadiers, so he's got no early AT at this point on this flank. So Nope, utilizing mortar smoke, very nice. It's a very good counter against the MG, but once again, you're still facing two guys, which is a shame. So after playing with Nope for like 3 years, I know that no matter what happens, he's still just gonna go after the middle point, which is good because usually a lot of other players, normal players, the average player, they just see the situation where they're facing two enemies and they just give up or surrender, just drop the game. But I know Nope is just gonna stick it out, he's just gonna stay here. So at this point, it's basically has to bank on his teammates to help him out because Cyan player, he's just hanging out on the far right, not doing much. And Blue has gone Panzer Fusilier, so he isn't able to capitalize on Sturm Pioneers or Volk Grenadiers to gain the early game advantage on his flank. So Nope went straight into Panzer Grenadiers. Interesting choice, interesting. Getting the bunker out.
We have a fresh half-track at our disposal.
He's got a half-track running out. So he picked Mech Doctrine. I don't really see this the commander played a lot, at least back in the day. A lot of things have changed. It looks a little bit different. Spotting scopes, that's interesting. And this here is the normal half-track, it's not a mortar half-track. Yeah, OKW friend isn't doing too well. At least he still has the fuel. He's just contesting, making sure that the UKF player doesn't steamroll on the side. Now the Cyan player has made some moves, so this is good. He's finally moved up, taken quite a lot of time. And what's interesting here is that they seem to have given up the entire flank. They have not bothered to go after the fuel. Do not know what the reasoning behind that is. Allied strategy seems to have taken a developed in a different route than what I would have expected. Okay, so Nope likes his clown cars, and so he decided to pick this commander to go the Axis clown car here. He's got the engineers with the flamethrower and the half track, and first Soviet guy walked into that. Wasn't expecting that. So what is going on here? So the Soviet player, he's got a pretty decent build. 4 conscripts, supported by the MG. We got a demo charge over here on the right side. Good suppression. You have the ability to lock down the half track. So it was a decent play there actually. UKF players blobbing. Okay, so let's have a look at the army builds for the other allied players. So the red UKF players gone for a slightly all-rounded build. The 2 MGs instead of a 3rd section, infantry section. The purple player, he's lacking in everything. Everyone's floating manpower. Classic. This is what I should have expected from a Nope True game where not only he, but everybody around him likes to float resources. This is the strategic reserve strategy the company agrees to. Keep the resources so that we can use it later, if we use it at all.
Standing by.
You get another Grand Squad, man.
Machine gun firing.
So here's the thing that I've noticed about people like Nope, how they play. Is that if you only have a handful of units, it doesn't matter how bad your micro is, you don't have to worry about a lot of things because you only have a handful of units in micro. You're not gonna forget about like the 3 other infantry squads that you have on the other flank. If you're trying to play 2 sides or anything like that. He has a lot more control over his units. Is what's going on here. So he can, even though he's technically outnumbered, if he can just play his cards right and pick the engagements wisely, he can technically outplay an opponent that outnumbers him in the long run. But that's a big if, because you're banking on the fact that your opponent isn't that good, that he's on probably a similar skill level as well. If he's not, and he can, handle a massive army with like 9 units simultaneously, then you're done for basically. So, another engagement going on here, trying to hang on to finish off the capture. It's not working out. Smoking off the MG, very nice. So on the right flank here, purple UKF player has repelled and finally secured the fuel for the first time. So looking at the fuel status, I mean the Axis players are shot ahead. I mean, not going for fuel, you basically kind of doomed the game. Yep, still sitting here. I mean, there's a gap here in the MG line. Actually, you have a second bunker here. You want to face this MG up this side. But of course, once you've dug in like this, the moment they come out with armor, you don't really have much counters for it. He has rushed the Panzer IV. So, okay. So he is aware of his deficiencies in anti-tank. So he went straight to the Panzer Grenadiers to get the Shreks, and then rushed the Panzer IV. He skipped everything else. It's a risky build. It's not something I would play, but I have seen other people play it before, and it is a valid strategy. Got one of the special ability shots from the AEC there on the Panzer IV, but it's just a stopgap measure. It's nothing much you can do here now. So the UKF player has dug in. He's got the mortar pit upgraded with the second mortar. Got pretty decent range and reached this second building here.
Improved grenades are being supplied to Tommies.
Got 2 MGs setting up a kill zone in the middle. So Cyan players mobilize. Flanking into the middle. It was very good flank. White MG.
The gun is not crude, not anymore.
Mr. OKW gone double the cannon warfare, despite the fact that no one on this flank here has gone for any armor.
Aufgepasst! The command vehicle has converted to a static building.
Nope, Soviets haven't gone armor. This purple guy has been playing on the right flank for some time. The AEC was brand new, so the only time they had engagement here was with this. You gotta use the Panzer IV, man. If you got in the Panzer IV out this early, and one of the players has already gone for an AEC, which basically you're ahead. I mean, you guys know you're ahead. You had both fuel for the first like 5 minutes or so, and they've only just recaptured their side of the fuel. You gotta utilize that now, because you have the massive advantage. Oh, someone has dropped. So the red UK player has dropped. Huh. The clown car is still alive, that's impressive.
Additional infantrymen.
Okay. So Nope has a Stug 3 G and the Panzer IV command tank out. Alright, that's nice. So the red UKF player doesn't have any dedicated anti-tank. He's the AI now. Purple has 1. And he's not very adept at using it. And the Soviet player shot. Got a blind fire attack ground.
A capture point is being overrun.
Ooh. Alright. Soviet player. He's lost
The
his
enemy
army.
hit our armor rather badly.
I think it was the engagement here. Yeah, a lot of the dead conscripts. Finally getting some use out of the Stern Pioneers, getting close. That was a good hit there. That's a lucky engineer. AI doing AI things. Just walking past. So good shot there. These guys are goners. Yep, Ian. So basically about. There's nothing much to see here. I mean, strategically speaking, the Allies completely gave up on the field, which, you know, you can't do anything after that. You need the fuel not only for the armor, right? You need the fuel to tech up. You need the fuel to unlock your more advanced and powerful units in this game. That's what you need. And if you let the enemy get the fuel, you allow them to tech up, so that eventually they get more powerful units while you don't have access to it in the first place. You can't get any counters out. Well, depending on what faction you play or what commanders you pick, there usually are certain like soft counters that you have access to by default. But it's not the most efficient way to go about playing the game. OKW players now got a Panther out. Yeah, I mean, they're done for. They've got heavy armor, and the Allies have next to no armor. A T-34 coming out from the Soviets. AI going for AEC at 16 minutes.
And we are down to 300 points.
The Allies had an opportunity in the early game, considering how much resources were put into securing this flank with MGs and bunkers all set up and a defensive line. You had the opportunity there to hit hard in either the middle or the left, go for the fuel. This is assuming you've already secured your fuel. Then you would have had a better game overall. I mean, fundamentally, it was one side playing the game and the other side just throwing for the most part. Classic Nokchu game. Just threw away the T-34. The Axis don't even need to try. It's got 2 players floating 1k manpower with about 200 fuel each as well. I mean, you can get anything at this point. No, can just get our Panther here and get in the game right here. Cyan players playing too cautiously. I mean, you're playing Wehrmacht as if you're Brit when they were first released, where the Brits were like the kings of SimCity and whatnot. I mean, there's nothing wrong, because as I sit here, he's well aware of what the deficiencies are in his build. Went straight for Panzerschrecks on his Panzer Grenadiers as a stopgap measure for any anti-tank role that he needs, and rush the Panzer IV and get out the armor. But in this case here, I mean, there was no need, because they hadn't even gone for the fuel. You were ahead by miles. AI doing AI things.
200 points remaining.
I don't blame them for just sitting here, because you've got all 3 BBs. Technically, you could just walk in right now. They've got next to nothing. 180 gun, 280 guns, no armor. Once you knock out the 80 guns, that's it. They've got nothing else that can stop the tank, so we've got 2 now. Plus this one over here, 3. Something died over there. A half-track. Interesting choice, considering the amount of armor that has been deployed. So we got a shock troop versus assault grenadiers. Potential match. Nope, just bypass. Never mind. Okay. Panzer Fusiliers got vet up, got their rifle just upgraded. Yep, doing quite well. Yeah, that's basically game over. Finally rushing now, so you knock out the MG bunkers. Once you get in, take out the AT guns, and the armor have free reign to their base. AI is got it out of Cromwell. So the AI managed to tech up faster than the player controlled UKF. That is interesting. Some kind of like infiltration flank with shock troops that try to go on here. So everybody knows I like shock troops, but you know, the biggest weakness of shock troops, as you can see here, they have next to no anti-tank capability. That's that is the big disadvantage of shock troops. Other than that, they do everything else fantastic. Goodbye.
We are down to 75 points.
So yeah, that's the game. Nope, trying to go again for a 2k manpower float.
Shock troops have arrived.
Ooh, poor Gren squad. Unlucky.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining. Our Panzer forces have been reduced by 1.
Well, that's the end of that. He's got nothing left. There's the surrender. And that's the game. Game over. Yep. Don't know why he asked me to look at this match. It was basically a one-sided match of one side trying to play the game and the other side not knowing what the game was. But yeah, fun match to watch anyhow. A lot of people died. Lots of units got wiped.